A Fortune 100 CEO is sitting across from you. He needs your permission to fire 12,000 people. Your answer will be a slide deck. Your fee will be $4 million. Tonight, your daughter will call. You won't pick up. That's the top of McKinsey. But nobody starts there. You start at the bottom, overworked, underpaid, desperate just to survive your first year. There are 7 levels between that first year and that phone call you'll never answer. Each one pays more. Each one costs more. And what it costs has nothing to do with money. Level 1, the business analyst. You are 22. You just graduated from one of 15 schools that McKinsey actually recruits from. Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, MIT. You are smart. You have always been smart. Being smart is the only identity you have ever known. You applied to McKinsey because someone at a campus event called it the hardest firm to get into. That was enough. You did not know what consulting was. You just knew it was hard to get, and you have never been able to walk past a locked door. 6 rounds of interviews. They hand you a fake business problem. A European airline is losing market share. What do? They watch you think out loud for 30 minutes. They are not testing your answer. They are testing your structure. Can you be Mies? Mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Can you think the way McKinsey thinks? 300 people from your school applied. They got offers. You're one of them. Your title is Business Analyst. Your base salary is $112,000. With your bonus, you will clear $150,000. You are 22 years old, making more than your father made at 40. Your first week, they fly you to a training program. You sit in a room with 150 other 22-year-olds from the same schools. Everyone is polished. Everyone uses the word structured in every sentence. You realize for the first time that you are not special here. You are a type. Then you get staffed. This is the word that controls your life now. You do not choose your project. You do not choose your city. You do not choose your team. You are staffed, a resource allocated to an engagement. A former consultant once said McKinsey has nothing to do with intellectual curiosity or creative thinking. It is more like the military. Your job is to not sleep, generate hundreds of slides in limited time, and make 0 errors despite the fatigue. That is exactly what you do. You build models. You gather data. You format slides until 2 a.m. because the logo is 2 pixels off, and at McKinsey Pixel Perfect is not a suggestion. It is a religion. But here is the drug. You're 22 years old, sitting in a boardroom where a Fortune 500 CFO is writing down something you said. She is 48 with 25 years of experience, and she is nodding at your analysis. That feeling is why you stay. Your friends from college are making $60,000. You are making $150,000. You eat at hotel restaurants every night. You compare Marriott Bonvoy points the way normal people compare weekends. You make more money than your parents. You have less free time than you had in high school. But you don't mind. Not yet. Level 2, the associate. 2 years pass. 2 paths appear. Path 1, McKinsey pays for your MBA. Harvard, Stanford, Wharton. It is part of the deal. You leave for 2 years, the firm covers the tuition, and you come back owing them your time. Some people call it a free MBA. Nothing at McKinsey is free. Path 2, you are good enough to skip the MBA entirely. Direct promotion to associate. This is rare. This is the firm saying we do not need a business school to confirm what we already know about you. Either way, you are now an associate. Your total compensation is between $230,000 and $280,000. You are 27. The work changes. You no longer build the slides. You own the work stream. You manage the business analysts below you. You see yourself in their eyes. The eagerness, the quiet desperation to impress. You were them 2 years ago, but the real change is not the work. It is the conversation. Everyone talks about exit ops, private equity, hedge funds, Google, Amazon, VP of strategy at a Fortune 500. The whispered question in the hotel bar after the client's dinner. Have you talked to recruiters? Here is the truth that McKinsey will never say publicly, but quietly depends on. The firm is not a destination. It is a launch pad. People do not join McKinsey to stay at McKinsey. They join to put McKinsey on their resume and then leave. The consulting industry's biggest secret is that the alumni network is the business model. Every consultant who leaves and becomes a CEO is a future client who will hire McKinsey. The machine feeds itself. The craziest part about consulting compensation is not where you start, but how fast it grows. Your salary roughly doubles every 2 to 3 years. And that growth rate is the leash. Because every year you stay, leaving becomes more expensive. Your partner calls it the Tuesday to Thursday marriage. Those are the only nights you are in your apartment. And even then your laptop is open until 11. But you're not leaving. Not yet. Because the next level is where the real game begins. Level 3, the engagement manager. You are 30. Your title is engagement manager. Your total compensation is somewhere between $350,000 and $500,000 per year. You're in the top 1% of earners in the country. You're also the most exhausted you have ever been. Nobody tells you this about level 3. The work is no longer intellectual. You mastered the frameworks years ago. Now the work is emotional. You manage the associate who is burning out. The BA who made an error in the model that nearly went to the client. The partner above you who promised a deliverable by Friday that you have not started yet, and who will take credit for the insight you generated at 1 a.m. in a Marriott Business Center in Charlotte. You're the bridge between the people doing the work and the people selling the work. Both sides need you. Neither side respects the position. You are middle management at the most prestigious firm in the world, and the word middle has never felt heavier. You can tell which projects will break you before they start. Some run 40 hours a week. Some run 100. When you work for a management consulting firm, it is almost like training for an Olympic sport. You work long hours at a pace that would be unsustainable in any other industry. And the culture does not let you look tired. Looking tired is a performance issue. You know which terminal at O'Hare has the best lounge, which Marriott has the fastest Wi-Fi, which Uber route avoids the construction on I-90. You know these things better than you know your own neighborhood. And here is the detail that defines level 3. You cannot leave. Not because McKinsey will not let you. Because your lifestyle will not let you. Your rent is $5,000 a month. Your dinners are $200. Your team goes jet skiing for team events. You stay at Four Seasons and Ritz-Carltons. One former consultant described it plainly. We spent money like rappers. Your expenses have expanded to fill every dollar of that $400,000, and now the salary is not a reward. It is a cage with a view. They call this the golden handcuffs. And at level 3, you hear them click shut. Level 4, the associate partner. You are 34. Your compensation is between $600,000 and $900,000. You are in the top half of 1% of earners in the country. You are also in the top half of 1% of anxiety, because the rules have changed. At every level below this, your value was measured by the quality of your thinking. How sharp was the analysis? How clean was the deck? How well did you lead the team? Now your value is measured by one thing: revenue. Can you sell? Can you pick up the phone and convince a CEO that McKinsey is worth $500,000 a month? If you can sell, you will make partner. If you cannot, you will be counseled out. They do not fire people at McKinsey. They counsel you to explore opportunities outside the firm. They smile when they do it. They connect you with their alumni network. They help you land a job as a VP or a chief strategy officer at a Fortune 500 company. And here is the part that will keep you awake at night. The people who get counseled out often end up running things. They become CEOs. They build companies. Some of them post photos on Instagram. A vacation in Portugal. A Sunday morning at a farmer's market with their kids. You look at those photos at 6 a.m. in the Admiral's Club at LaGuardia eating a stale croissant before a flight to Dallas, and you wonder, did they fail or did they escape? Roughly half the people at this level do not make it to the next. You tell yourself you are not them. You tell yourself you are different. You tell yourself you're going to make a partner. Level 5, the partner. You made it. There are approximately 2,500 partners out of 45,000 employees worldwide. You are in the top 5% of the most selective professional services firm on earth. Your compensation, $1.5 million to $3.5 million per year. You are a profit-sharing member of the partnership. When the firm bills over $16 billion in revenue, you feel it directly in your bank account. Everything changes. Clients come to you now. CEOs call you directly. You no longer stay at Marriott's. You stay at the Four Seasons. But here is the secret of level 5. The secret nobody in consulting will ever say on camera. There's a popular theory that says the real reason companies hire McKinsey is not for the insight. It is for insurance. The CEO already knows the answer. She already knows which division needs to be cut. But she needs McKinsey's name on the recommendation so that if it goes wrong, she can say it was not her decision. It was McKinsey's recommendation. You are not selling strategy. You're selling a shield. And you're billing $4 million. At home, your marriage is a negotiation. Your spouse keeps a list. Anniversaries you missed. School plays you watched on FaceTime from a hotel room. The birthday when you were in Sao Paulo and the flowers arrived a day late. You make up for it with vacations. Aspen in December. The Amalfi Coast in July. But you check your email on the beach. You always check your email. Your children are growing up with a version of you that has been edited for time. You tell yourself you are doing this for them. You are less and less sure that it's true. Level 6, the senior partner. You are 50. There are roughly 600 of you in the world. Your compensation is between $5 million and $10 million per year. You advise heads of state. You speak at Davos. When a sovereign wealth fund wants to acquire a $30 billion company, you are in the room. Your name is not known to the public, but in boardrooms and private ministry offices around the world, your name opens every door. And yet you start thinking about something you have never considered before. Legacy. You have never built anything. Every company you advise belongs to someone else. Every strategy you designed carries someone else's name. Every success you engineered is someone else's success. The colleagues who were counseled out at level 3 became CEOs. They built products. They hired thousands. They can point at something and say, I made that. What can you point to? A career of whispered advice and confidential slide decks that were shredded after the board meeting. You're the most powerful ghost in the business world. Level 7, the global managing partner. There's only one, elected by the senior partners. A 3-year term. The closest thing consulting has to a pope. Kevin Sneeder held this title until 2021. He was the first managing partner in decades to be voted out by his own people. The reason? McKinsey had advised Purdue Pharma on how to turbocharge sales of OxyContin. They suggested targeting high-volume prescribers. They optimized the supply chain of an opioid crisis that killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. The firm paid nearly $600 million to settle. South Africa. McKinsey was implicated in state capture corruption. Partners were charged. Saudi Arabia. A McKinsey report allegedly helped identify dissidents. One of them had connections to Jamal Khashoggi. Enron. Jeff Skilling was a McKinsey partner before he became the CEO, who engineered one of the largest corporate frauds in history. This is level 7. You do not just carry the firm's profits. You carry the firm's sins. You look down from the office at 55 East 52nd Street. A new class of business analysts walks through the lobby. They are 22. They are brilliant. They survive the case interviews. They are ready to solve the world's problems one slide deck at a time. You could warn them. You don't. Because the machine does not run on warnings. The machine runs on ambition, and they have so much of it. Level 8, the one who left. There is an unofficial level. McKinsey does not track it, but it is the most populated level of all. The associate who left at 28. The engagement manager who left at 32. One former consultant said the biggest thing she gained from McKinsey was not the money or the prestige. It was learning what kind of life she actually wanted to live. They took the exit. They used the skills the firm gave them. The structure, the rigor, the ability to walk into any room and sound like they belong. And they applied those skills to something that was theirs. They make less money. Nobody at Davos knows their name, but they eat dinner at home on Tuesday nights. They know the names of their children's friends. They do not have a staffing calendar. They have a life. McKinsey calls them alumni. The firm takes credit for their success, but the alumni know something the firm will never admit. The ladder is real. The money is real. The prestige is real. But sometimes the highest level is the one where you step off.